So for anyone that knows me personally knows that I am an extremely frugal person. I love seeing a deal, getting a deal, and really trying to spend as little money as I possibly can, right? But sometimes this mindset has gotten me into just a little bit of trouble, where oftentimes, let's say, I go down to buy a pair of shoes, right? If I get the cheapest option, which in the past I generally have, right? I get the cheapest option I possibly can, but we all know what happens, right? 8 months down the road, or even 8 weeks sometimes, right? The shoes wear out. They don't last because the quality simply is not there, right? And so in those instances, if bringing back the old saying, right? I was penny wise, but pound foolish, where I was so focused on saving a buck now that I forgot about the big picture, and in 8 months I had to go buy another pair and really waste the time and energy to go do that, as well as the money of buying a second pair, right? And so I think we do this in many, many instances in our life where we get focused on good principles, right? We want to save money, but if we don't realize the big picture that's there, when we're making these decisions, we could actually lose money in the long term by not investing in ourselves and investing in good things down the road. So today I'm going to go over 4 different tips, 4 different things that can help us be less penny wise and pound foolish, where we can worry about more the things that actually matter, that make a difference down the road, and less about the things that don't, right? So we often hear tips and tricks about saving on coffee, about not eating out lunch and these kind of things. And they truly make a difference. Over time, those have a huge impact. But let's say with coffee, let's say in a month you spend $100 on coffee, right? Can that be dramatic over time? Absolutely. But let's look at bigger expenses such as car payments, mortgage payments. If we make mistakes on those decisions and overextend ourselves, buying a home that's too big, too nice, in too nice of an area where it overextends ourselves, where we are paying just too much for that thing, that can be hundreds of dollars, if not thousands of dollars a year, over 30 years. That can make a huge, huge impact over the course of our lifetime. And I'm not saying that coffee is not important. I'm just saying make sure you focus on the big things first. Take the time and attention to really analyze those decisions before making those huge purchases. And once you nail those, once you really understand those, then let's dig down and get on the little things, right? Because the potential impact of bad decisions in the big things, big purchases, boats, cars, homes, can have a much greater impact over the course of your lifetime than coffee. When coffee does have an impact, but we have to put everything in context and in the potential impact that it could have on you and your financial future. So tip number 2, oftentimes we might be tempted to stretch out the time between maintenance on cars and other things like that, and homes, these kind of things. We're like, okay, let's just push it just a little longer before I get that oil change, right? To really stretch it to save money along the way. And in the short term, this makes a lot of sense. Like, okay, I'm just going to save money now, push this a few weeks and a few months, but over time, that needed maintenance that doesn't happen, whether it's on your house or your car, builds up and bigger repairs become an issue. And they would have been avoided just by the fact of going in, getting things checked up regularly, so that you didn't have to have those problems where you have bigger issues where you're stranded on the side of the road or things happen down the road, right? So do the maintenance now. Even if it costs you a little more money now, over the course of owning a car or a home, it can make huge impacts on your financial future, but also just on your emotional ability to handle those things along the way, because it's going to be a lot more consistent. Will there be maybe more little expenses along the way to properly maintain those things? Sure, absolutely. But do those things regularly so you're not caught off guard for huge things down the road. Now, tip number 3, it's right along the same lines of tip number 2, but except it's for your body and taking care of it, right? Going to regular checkups to know exactly what's going on in your body to make sure you are healthy. Oftentimes people are like, oh, healthy food's too expensive. For me, it's like, well, I can't afford not to take care of my body and eat healthy food. And for the record, healthy food is not expensive. Bananas, apples, oranges, these are cheap foods at the grocery store. So invest in yourself, invest in your health. Do what it takes to get healthy, to check yourself regularly, because you will save tremendous amounts of money over the course of your lifetime, but you will be able to enjoy life. You'll be able to enjoy life so much more because you took the time now to really take care of your health and your body. This is something that you really can't neglect if you want to enjoy your life to the fullest over the course of your entire life. All right, tip number 4, for those couponers and those people that love to see a deal, such as I, right? We can often lose the point when we're driving all around town to save a few dollars here and there on whatever it is at the grocery store or even on gas, when we are spending much more time and gas to get those things. It comes down to what is the value of your time and the real financial dollars and cents of spending more gas to go and do those things. So you have to really think about that, where sometimes it totally does make sense to get that one deal. But please think about it twice when you're going to 3 different stores to shop all the deals. Will you save some maybe money in the short term? And in the short term, if you have those financial needs, okay, do it, right? But over the long term, just being able to get everything, let's say at one store, can save you a lot of time, which allows you to spend more time on things that are actually important in your business, in your job, in your family, that'll bring value to you over time and not just in the short term. So just think twice about it. I'm not saying it's bad to really go, coupon, get all the discounts and sales. Just think twice about it, that it may not be the best option when you could spend your time other ways, making more money, or in other more productive ways in your life. Now, to kind of wrap everything up again, where I'm not saying don't focus on the details. That's not what I'm saying. All I am saying is that don't get so stuck in the weeds that you never look up and see the big picture. Because if the big picture doesn't look good, it doesn't matter how good the weeds look, right? You have to make your overall plan, your overall life make sense, and to have those numbers add up in your financial life so that everything works smoothly and well. Because no matter how well your budget looks on the spreadsheet, right? If in your life things aren't in order, things aren't working in general, then there's going to be problems. So start with the big things. Start with the big things that really make a huge difference in your life, and you work your way down the small things in life to really get the best results over time. So I hope this idea is helpful for you. Put any questions, comments in the comments below, and I will see you next week.